Hello, let me show you one of the virtual lab that I talked about. Like what you are seeing is a lab. Yes, of course, it's a lab, chemistry lab or science lab as the case may be. So with this now, this is how actually a virtual lab looks like. Here, some of the features you can see here. With this, it will prompt you. This will serve as a guide, something that will guide you on the steps to take in case you made a mistake. And of course, on your screen, the instruction will be pumped up to direct and guide you and on what next to do, like that. Like in this particular experiment, we're going to carry out some steps in order to test salt radical, calcium salt, to test the presence of calcium salt. Yes, so you see the step-by-step guide here in the experiment, and this experiment is going to define the difference between other members of group 5 in the periodic table. We classify organic salts according to their basic radical, and in this experiment we'll compare between calcium containing salts and other members of the same group in terms of chemical structures, reactions, physical properties, and all of that. And again, you identify calcium radical containing salt experimentally, and of course we select the appropriate reagent to detect the presence of calcium radical. Then we balance the chemical equations. Alright, so let's go. The next step is this. Once you click on this, it will give you actually the next step. Actually, choose the calcium chloride salt from the table. You have here this. As soon as you point, use your cursor to point this, you see this is a calcium chloride, this is potassium chromate reagent. All these ones are reagent: calcium sulfate, ammonium triisocarbonate 5, ammonium chloride, ammonium hydroxide, and concentrated hydrochloric acid. These are reagents we are going to use to test the presence of calcium. The first thing we'll do, this is spatula. One of the things we need is a dropper, and this is our distilled water, and of course we have the platinum wire and a Bunsen flame or a Bunsen burner here. This actually is a top experiment. What's the first thing to do? Even if you don't know what to do, this will guide you. This message on the screen will guide you. Choose the calcium chloride salt from the table of salt. This is here. So I pick my spatula and I'll fetch the salt, and I fetch the salt and I'll pour it in the test tube, as you can see. Wow. Remember, at each point you take observation. What do you observe? The salt is a form of white crystal. So you record this under your observation. Remember, as you are carrying out your experiment, in your report there's observation, there's inference, as the case may be, or the remark or the result. So you record this, that what you see is a white crystal here. You can see it in the test tube here. Alright, so if I don't even know what next to do, once I click my guide here, you say I believe it tests solubility of water. So I'll need to put water as the first thing. I test for this solubility and shake. What's my observation? Is the salt insoluble or is the salt soluble? I think it's soluble. Even if you pick, for example, you pick the wrong answer, of course you see that it will show red, indicating that that is a wrong answer. Then you pick the right one, it shows green, and submit, and you record it in your observation. Of course, that is it. So what's the next thing to do? If I don't know the next thing to do, I'll click this. It would, I believe the salt is soluble. I'll pray the next thing. Put a small amount of salt in a state. Of course, I have to discard it. That's why I have my waste bin here. Of course, I'll discard it and clean my test tube. Discard it and clean my test tube. My test tube is clean now. So what's the next thing I will do? I think we test the salt with some reagent. Which reagent am I going to choose first? Ammonium chloride, then with sodium, with ammonium hydroxide, and then ammonium triazocarbonate. So I'll fetch the salt again and put it in the test tube. Then I'll use which salt? Ammonium chloride. Where's my ammonium chloride? Here. I'll put my ammonium chloride. Of course, the cover, you see that the cover is down. Then I'll fetch with my dropper and then put in here some droplets. Okay, and shake. What do I see? Then of course, good. What will be my result? Hydroxide. I'll discard this and rinse my dropper. Then the next one is hydroxide. You can see that if you get it wrong, it will guide you. So I will pick the next reagent. Sorry. This time around with hydroxide. And then with ammonium triazocarbonate. But then I need to rinse this, and then with this is a color blue or white or yellow. I think is white precipitate form in my observation. Record my observation and I'll proceed. I still have one reagent to test this. So I have to let go of this now, and then the next thing, step 4, with sulfate, this time around calcium sulfate. Where's calcium sulfate? This. So I'll fetch the salt and put it in the test tube and observe. As the next thing to do, put the salt in the test tube using a spatula, then add 1 to 2 ml of distilled water, then shake, then add calcium sulfate. Use this fetch my captions of it and put it on observe. Did anything happen? Yellow precipitate? There's no precipitate. Submit. Okay, that's done. On the next thing, I'll raise my fetch the short again. Potential from it. Before then, shake. What happened? Yellow precipitate. Remember, don't be confused. The potassium chromate is yellow already, so indicate the presence of ion. And to cover my reagent bottle or any step, that's what I've just done. Rinse this, rinse my dropper. The next step is to test for concentrated hydrochloric acid. Of course, I will moisten the platinum wire with Kong HCl. Open the bottle. This is the platinum wire. I put it inside the bottle and then dip it in the salt. This is the salt. Then put it in the buzzing flame. Before then, close this. Then head to my buzzing flame. Dip it in the salt. Dip my platinum wire in the salt. Then lighten up mine and put what you see, the flame color changes to this like this. Calcium is radical and strong